Hello and welcome to my Let's Play series of WWF No Mercy, which was originally released for the N64 back in late 2000. And this is my favorite wrestling video game, arguably the best wrestling video game ever made. One of the best fighting games ever made, period. And what I want to do with this series is go through the meat of the game, particularly the story mode. I'm not particularly interested in trying to get 100% on everything, largely because in order to do that, you have to go through a lot of redundant, repetitive stuff. I don't particularly want to find every last branch of the Hardcore Championship. But we're going to play through the bulk of it, show off the most memorable part of the game, which is its story mode. What I like most about the game is that it's such a perfect encapsulation of what was a really fun time to be a fan of the WWF, which was the end of 1999 and the first half of 2000. You see this series of cutscenes is all stuff that happened in the first few months of the year 2000. And they got the details down perfectly. You can, in fact, even go down to the almost exact day when they captured all of these wrestlers in their various attires and movesets and things. Alright, so let's... WWF No Mercy. So let's take a look at the game. Let's start. So this is our main menu. This is where you'd go for quick matches. You have your basic stuff, just regular matches. You can do a Royal Rumble. It'll let you do an entire pay-per-view if you want. You could set up a card, set up the arena, all of that stuff. You can run a King of the Ring tournament. This game was one of the first, if not the first, to let you have special guest referee matches. I'm pretty sure it was the first to have ladder matches and Iron Man matches. All of these things we will be getting to in story mode. Let's slip over here to the Commissioner mode. First we have Options. Which I'm going to go down here and turn the... oh, it was already turned off. Okay, I was going to turn the music off, but it's already turned off. Here we have our difficulty settings. I'm going to leave it on normal for now. Here's the SmackDown Mall. This is where you would go to edit wrestlers. Here's the create a wrestler mode. I don't remember, you can create your own stables, teams of wrestlers, but I don't remember this actually having any function in the game, but it'll let you do it. Down here is the shop. As we go through story mode, we'll be earning money, which we can spend here in the store. You can buy clothes for your created wrestlers. You can buy moves for your created wrestlers, including the dreaded fireball. It looks better when you're actually doing it in a match. I know it didn't look like anything happened there. And then etc. You can buy wrestlers. You can buy arenas. You can buy weapons. All of this stuff, well, at least most of this stuff, I don't think you can buy the... I don't think you unlock the rocks, but most of this stuff gets unlocked in the game itself, especially the arenas and the wrestlers all get unlocked while actually playing through story mode, so there's no need to buy that stuff. And then down here, data, it would let you transfer your created wrestlers to a memory card, or a memory pack on the controller, which was helpful because No Mercy has an infamous bug that will randomly wipe your memory and make you start everything from scratch. So let's go to Championship mode. This is the heart of the game. and this is what everybody remembers. There are 7 championships. Each one of them is its own isolated individual story mode. Some of them are longer than others. Some of them are more complicated than others. Some of them are far more difficult than the others. It'll only let you go through one at a time. So once you start one, you have to go all the way through it before you can start a new one. We are going to be doing, there are 7. I plan on doing 5 of them to at least some degree of completion. We're going to be doing the World Heavyweight, the Intercontinental, the Hardcore, the Light Heavyweight, and the European title. Probably not going to be doing the Women's Championship because there are only 7 women wrestlers in the game. The Women's Championship mode is very short and very boring, and I believe it ends with a bikini contest. The game doesn't take the women's division very seriously because the WWF did not take the women's division seriously at this point. And we're also going to be skipping the Tag Team Championship probably because, as you will learn when we get into the rest of this stuff, when I have to do tag matches, I hate tag team matches in this game, and we'll talk about why. I'm going to start with the Intercontinental title, which is sort of the second most important championship in the WWF. So let's look at our roster. There are, let's see, 9, 18, 27, 36, 45 male wrestlers, and then here are your 7 wrestlers, or 7 female wrestlers, the ladies, as they say. Now you notice there was a woman back here, Chyna. She wrestles with the guys, as she was wrestling with the guys back in 2000. Each wrestler has, in addition to their main costume, every wrestler has 4... Why did I stop on Chris Benoit? They have 4 different outfits. The third one is usually a referee outfit for use in special referee matches. Not always. Steve Austin doesn't have special referee attire. Though sometimes there are actually other wrestlers buried in there. You see Taka, his alternate attire is his tag team partner, Funaki. But they actually went to all that trouble for everybody on the roster, which, I mean, even the inconsequential people like S.A. Rios has 4 different costumes. It's an attention to detail that... Oh, there was another hidden person, Deborah. Okay, so there's 8 lady wrestlers. My mistake. So for the Intercontinental title, I think we're going to go with Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is one of my favorite wrestlers. This was actually before he started to get really good. He was still in his I'm a goofy bad guy phase at this point, but he's who we're going to start with. So this screen will make a little bit more sense as we go through the story mode. The box on the right is showing our path, which will branch at various points. We're at the red square at the moment. So we're, as you can see, we're going for the Intercontinental title. We're Kurt Angle, and we have earned $0. All right, Chapter 1, the road to the Intercontinental Championship. Now you get a good look at the character models for this game. Dig those 2064 graphics. Polygon City. You see the faces are painted onto polygons. That's a young Michael Cole interviewing Kurt Angle. Wants to know who the Intercontinental Champion is. Of course, it's Chris Benoit. Every championship has a default champion at the beginning of the game. In the IC titles case, it's Chris Benoit. Angle wants a piece of it. Most of the championship runs start this way, with whichever challenger you pick just sort of randomly calling out the champion, which seems kind of ham-fisted, but it's a lot more straightforward than WWF storytelling usually is, so we'll give them credit for that. So this is our first match. Our opponents are chosen more or less at random for this. We're going to be facing Chris Jericho. A lot of information here. We're going to be wrestling on an episode of Monday Night Raw. It's a normal singles match. All we have to do to get past this is for the match to end. If we win, the story's going to go one way. If we lose, the story's going to go a different way. This sort of branching storyline is the reason that No Mercy is still talked about today. It's the reason people love it. Obviously, there was going to be no video for a Nintendo 64 game, so entrance videos are just this sort of still, this slideshow of stills. And the entrances, as you can see here, they don't actually show them going all the way to the ring. They cut those entrances out to save cartridge space, which I'm fine with. Here comes Chris Jericho. I actually don't like Chris Jericho very much in this game. I'm a huge Chris Jericho fan, but he's not good for this game because of his moveset. Doesn't really work with the way you want to play this game, which we'll talk about in a minute. So the engine of the game is based on two things: grapple, or strikes, and grapple moves. Strikes are with the B button, and grapples are with the A button. With the grapples, you hit A and you grapple, and then you hit another button to actually execute a move. So with each grapple, you've basically got, since you can hit a button and then hit the control pad in a direction to actually execute the move, every wrestler has a wide variety of moves to execute. So here we can continue the punishment while on the ground. Nice arm bar. Now that is a stronger move. You're going to get a pinfall here. Jericho kicks out of. Not going to beat Chris Jericho in under a minute. In addition to just simply pressing the button, if you tap the button, you'll get a weak strike or a weak grapple. That's what those are. And then if you hold it, you'll get a strong strike or a strong grapple, which is more powerful, like that. So try the suplex again. Then we're going to try a strong grapple on the head, which will let us punch. Basically, the way it's set up is you use weak strikes to set up weak grapples, which will weaken your opponent to the point where you can use your strong grapples to set up your finishing move. Now you see the two meters on the bottom, those aren't health meters. Those are attitude meters, which represent your momentum. As you continue to execute moves and you successfully reverse the moves of your opponent, you build momentum and they lose momentum. When it gets all the way to red and starts flashing, that's when you're set up to do your finishing move. And we're just about there. Yep, here we go. So we'll execute our special taunt. That was actually Jericho's. I stole it on accident. We'll come around here. We'll hit our finishing move. And that would be enough, but he's too close to the ropes. So I'm going to pick him up and do it again. This is basic strategy for this game. You're going to want to hit your finisher as many times as you can. And then go for the pin. 1, 2, 3. That was a lot easier than I expected it to be. But these first matches in any championship run are going to be pretty easy. I oftentimes have to come up with ways to get myself disqualified in order to lose them, to explore that side of it. the storyline. That'll take us to our post screen. We earned $300. And now you see the story branched off to the left. The blue squares are where we were, and the red squares are where we've been. If we're playing through a storyline for the second or third or 15th time, any branches we've already unlocked will be gray. So let's move on to the next match. Chapter 2, the 9th wonder of the world must be about Chyna. Yep, sure enough, there she is. As I said, Chyna was wrestling with the guys. She won the Intercontinental title a couple of times around this time. Oh boy. Wow, that looks like a creepy bobblehead. And of course, wearing the gold medals. I think if they would just stop moving so much, they wouldn't look quite that creepy. Angle. Only needs 3 minutes to beat Chyna, so I guess we're only going to get 3 minutes. That is correct. Now this says it'll progress whether we win or lose. If we take longer than 3 minutes to beat her, it will assume that we lost. But it will progress as though we lost, so let's try to win. I think this one's going to be a little more difficult than Jericho. Drop an elbow. Let's go with a nice Irish whip. And a drop toe hold. Angle has, as he did in real life, he has a very varied, very technical offense. A lot of suplexes. He has a lot of pure wrestling holds, as you'd expect from an Olympic champion wrestler. See if we can get Chyna under 1 minute. I don't want to give her 3 minutes. Oh, nice small package. That's kind of pointless. Nope. See, the L trigger, the L button, is what lets you dodge. The R trigger blocks. Go for a nice rear choke when she gets to the ropes. They're not doing a lot of it here. As the matches get more difficult, the computer will suddenly turn into the reversal machine. And every single move you try to do is going to get blocked or more likely reversed. But we're stuck. There we go. Nice and swinging neck breaker. And you can always tell there, you see she got up, she was stunned. You can always tell when that's going to happen. Here we go again. And let's hit the finishing move as many times as we can. The angle slam. It's really easy to do finishers in this game. Once you've got your attitude meter on special, you just go for a strong grapple and then flick the analog stick. And let's go for the pin. Which that should be it. And it is. Watch the replay. I never really... Ooh, wow, her arm kind of disappeared. That's like watching action figures fight. I never did like the angle slam as a finisher. He'd later adopt the ankle lock as a finishing move, which fit his character much better than this particular move did. And he has the ankle lock in this game, but it's not a finishing move, and the animation is really unfortunate. It kind of looks like he's trying to chew on his opponent's butt, which is... Alright, That's another $300, and we're one step closer to the Intercontinental Championship. So we're going to take a break here, and thanks for watching. We're going to come back and catch up with Kurt Angle as he goes after the Intercontinental title.